Long ago, as the world grew and people multiplied across the earth, humanity began to drift far from the ways of God. Violence and corruption spread everywhere. People filled the earth with wrongdoing, and their thoughts were often focused on evil. When God looked upon the earth, he saw how deeply humanity had fallen. The world he had created with goodness had become filled with wickedness. But among all the people living at that time, there was one man who stood apart. His name was Noah. The Bible describes Noah as a righteous man in his generation. While others ignored God, Noah chose to walk faithfully with him. So God spoke to Noah and revealed what he was about to do. God told Noah that the earth would be judged because of the violence and corruption that had spread everywhere. A great flood would come to cover the land. But God also made a promise. He would establish a covenant with Noah and preserve life through him. God instructed Noah to build a massive ark, a large wooden vessel that would protect Noah, his family, and many animals during the coming flood. The ark was to be built from strong wood and carefully sealed. It would be large enough to hold Noah's family and the creatures that would be brought inside. God told Noah that he, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives would enter the ark. His sons were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. God also commanded Noah to bring animals into the ark so that life could continue after the flood. 2 of every kind of creature would come, male and female, along with additional clean animals that would later be used for sacrifice. Noah obeyed everything God commanded. He built the ark exactly as he had been instructed. When the time came, Noah gathered his family and entered the ark. The animals came as God had said, and they went inside the ark with Noah. Then something remarkable happened. God himself shut the door of the ark. Soon after, the rain began to fall. The rain did not stop after a single day. It continued for 40 days and 40 nights. At the same time, the fountains of the great deep burst open, and waters rose from below the earth as well as from the sky. The floodwaters increased until they covered the entire earth, even the highest mountains. But the ark floated safely above the waters. Inside the ark, Noah, his family, and the animals were protected while the storm raged outside. After many days, the rain finally stopped. The waters remained on the earth for some time, but slowly they began to recede. Eventually, the ark came to rest upon the mountains of Ararat. After waiting many more days, Noah opened a window of the ark and sent out a raven to see if the land had dried. Later, he sent out a dove. The first time, the dove returned because it could not find a place to land. 7 days later, Noah sent the dove out again. This time, the dove returned with a fresh olive leaf in its beak. That small leaf was a powerful sign that the waters were receding and plants were growing again. After another 7 days, Noah sent the dove out once more, and this time it did not return. Soon, God spoke to Noah and told him it was time to leave the ark. Noah, his family, and all the animals came out onto the dry earth. The first thing Noah did was build an altar and offer sacrifices to God from the clean animals and birds. God was pleased with Noah's worship and made an important promise. God declared that never again would he destroy all life on earth with a flood. As a sign of that covenant, God placed a rainbow in the clouds. Whenever the rainbow appears in the sky after the rain, it serves as a reminder of that promise, a promise that God would remember his covenant with the earth and with all living creatures. The story of Noah is more than an ancient account of a flood. It is a story about faith, obedience, and hope. In a time when the world was filled with darkness, Noah chose to walk with God. And through his faithfulness, God preserved life and gave the world a new beginning.